thank y'all for coming up with this solution, and totally agree with the court that it's so important to have good staff especially on the corrections side, and get the numbers up and make it easier for people who are working there. Also, do you want to just note that as we get those numbers up at some point, want to revisit doing things like having counsel at first appearance in there once those numbers are up, and we'll continue, and I appreciate the open dialogue that we have on that issue as well. But thank y'all very much. This seems like a good step. So we have already a motion from Commissioner Gomez and a second from,
Me.
was it?
Me.
Commissioner Shea, for approval. And I think, we do have public comment from 3 folks on site. If y'all can come up to that last seat. First, I've got Don Rios and Jacob Ventura and Darnell Dale. Can't quite see the monitor today.
If we can make room for them to sit at the table.
And if y'all want to go, I don't care what order, if y'all have a different order, but otherwise we can just start in what I've got now. So,
You'd like to know? Go, you can go. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Don Rios. I'm the president of the Travis County Sheriff's Law Enforcement Association. We represent roughly 700 members of the Travis County Sheriff's Office. April was 31 years of service for me,
Wow.
so I've seen quite a different view in regards to the court. Over the years, previous courts, Judge Bisco, Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Sunleitner, definitely set the way for the Travis County Sheriff's Office in regards to our pay and compensation, and have always worked hand in hand, and the courts over the years have also done so. And I just want the public and the employees to know that the conversations that we've had with this court have been no different. Y'all have been very receptive to communication and our ideas and thoughts. Along those lines, I believe HR and PBO, I think our relationship with them has never been at a higher mark than it is right now. So we have definitely appreciate the hard work that they've done. In regards to what's on the table here, the compensation proposal, I spoke with Sheriff Sally Hernandez last week and advised her that we would be in support of this proposal as it is. One of the reasons that I'm in support of this is because of the relationships that I just spoke with. I know that this is not the finishing point in any shape or form, and I believe that we're gonna have to continue to go much higher to get the effective results that this court and the community expect. Several months ago, in one of our PBO committees that Commissioner Trevelyan was talking about, I was asked by Todd Osborne, head of HR, or HR at the time, where he thought we should end up. And I said roughly about 20% higher than the market. That is based on a lot of different factors, but if we want to try to solve the solution quickly, that's what it would take. I realize the court and PBO stance in regards to going in certain milestones to achieve this, and again, I accept it and I understand the logic in regards to that. In regards to some of the numbers that we've seen here, I agree with the numbers that PBO presented. However, it doesn't really give the whole picture in regards to some of the information that was generated. I'll give you an example. In reference to the law enforcement scale in regards to where the vacancy rate is, I think it roughly showed about anywhere from 12 to 14%. We're kind of unique in regards to our law enforcement, where when we start an academy where there's 28 people, those numbers are already generated into our vacancy. So if, in fact, you took those out, we would probably be hovering around 25%.
That's 3 minutes.
2 minutes? And
that was 3, but you can wrap up.
All right, so just want to let you know that, again, the information that's there, we need to have a more in-depth conversation in regards to it. I believe the POPS committee is good. However, I think it needs to be changed as well. I think we should have a committee based on the Travis County Sheriff's Office to where we can discuss our internal issues and all the issues in regards to the pop scale. And there are many glaring compression issues in regards to the pop scale that I think should be addressed over the next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Sorry, good morning. This is my first time up here doing this. Jacob Ventura, president of TCSO.
Welcome. We will try not
You
to
can
be
do
too
it.
tough on you.
Thank you so much. So a little over 30 days ago, I sat in here for the first time listening to the court. Listened to my sheriff come up here and she spoke, and she came up here and went to bat for the corrections staff, which I told her afterwards I was very appreciative that she came and did that in front of you. I received the recommendation from PBO, and over the time we've looked over the recommendations, and as an association and as a corrections officer myself, a senior corrections officer myself, that's why we were leaning over the 55,000. We were asking for 60, and so the thing I need for the correction, or for everyone to understand here, is each one of you gets to go home at night. The men and women in there don't. There's many officers, good officers, who fight every day for their jobs. And they go to bat for everyone in this room. And the thing we need to understand for them is I'm here fighting for them to make sure that they get the best result from this court session. They're watching this court session right now, and they're watching to see how you guys are going to feel about them. And they've been texting me as I've been sitting here, and that's what they're waiting for. How's the court going to respond to their needs? I'm sure many of them would enjoy to be here and speak with you, but they can't get off those posts. They're stuck in those posts every day. There's times where they get to go home and their supervisor calls them and tells them, I need you to come back to work because somebody else has to go home. It shouldn't have to be that way for them. But it is that way, unfortunately, for them, for each one of them. And so that's the reason why I'm asking you for 60, because they deserve it. You get to go home. I'm very fortunate that I get to go home. I'm in a position where I get to go home every night and see my children. But many of them do not. And they miss a lot of events. They miss family functions. And they have related to me that 55 is not going to be good enough for them, that many of them are ready to leave this job. And unless we, as a team, show them that we actually care for them and that we're here for them. And that's why I'm here in front of you to ask for 60. And if not 60, then somewhere in between. Let's meet somewhere in between. But we need to show them that we actually care for them. Commissioner Shea, you brought up about the overtime spending. Okay, let's try to figure out a way to get rid of that large amount. Okay, 60 is going to be a better number to bring in people in here. It's going to be more attractive. This is the capital city of Texas.
That's been 3 minutes.
We saw that Midland, and it was brought up, oh, well, there's oil fields there. I get it, but this is the capital city. Okay, we should show the officers that wear our uniforms that we care for them. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Surely you know me. I'm Sergeant Donnell Dale from Travis County Sheriff's Officer Association, PAC Chair. And I just want to come in on saying on what everyone has said here on this panel, and everyone has spoke very passionately about this issue. And thank you guys for the work you're doing, crunching the numbers and getting to a number to show you guys what would be suitable for our pay increase. And I'm here now as a first line supervisor, and I've been one now for 8 months, and I've worked directly with people that I have to tell that can't go home. And it's been the hardest thing that I've had to do since I've worked there for the county for almost 17 years, is to tell someone you can't go home to your kids. You can't do this, you can't do that. For them to come into my office and talk to me as a first line supervisor and just say, is it gonna change? And so I've told them, yeah, we're gonna get a raise. And they say, I just wanna spend time with my family. I'm missing quality time with my kids. I'm missing a lot of time that they can't get back. And I can understand what Sergeant Rios is saying, that it's not gonna be a one night fix. I understand that. We can't say, like you said, 20% would be great. Okay, 60,000 would be great if you guys could do that. that would be wonderful to show this community, we hear you. We hear you're struggling. We see the 240 vacancies. We know you're being mandated twice a week. That's 16 hours a week that you know you're not going to see your kids. You're going to be gone from home, and I have to give every one of my employees 2 Mando days a week. I tell them, you pick the days you want to stay because you can't go home for 2 days. And that's part of your job description now. So until we can fix that, and if you're going to say $5,000 increase is going to do it, I've asked around, and we've asked around, it's not going to do it. We have to go somewhere. We have to go to 57, 58, 56. We have to do something. We can't just, and I appreciate what you guys have done, we can't just say $5,000 and a 10% increase is going to do it. Because I've had someone tell me they're leaving to go to Williamson County. I said, we're getting ready to get probably a $5,000 raise. You know, I'm sorry, Sarge, but I spent over $500 coming from, you live in Wilco, to come here. And for the pay that I get over there, and I get to spend more time with my kids and I won't be Mando. So you gotta look at the totality of it. Don't just throw dollars and cents at people. Let's get the numbers up, let's get people in the door. Let's make people wanna see Travis County as they used to see it. Because at one point we were #1. And people, when I first got to this Texas in 2007, all I heard about how great it was to work at Travis County. And I was so glad to be a part of it. And now, not so much. But I think that can start to be turned around right up here with you guys. We're coming for the voice of all of our people, saying that they're tired. They're tired, they want to go home. And the 240 vacancies is not going to go away with $5,000 increase. It's not. We're going to be back here again next year, doing numbers again, and saying the vacancies went up again. So I'm saying here with all the passion I can, I don't need the whole time to say it. We're going to put it in your guys' hands, and please make a decision that the 55 is not enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all for being here.
All right, I think that's all the commenters here. Is there anyone else for this item? I have nobody on the phone.
Judge, I did have a quick question.
Sure.
So with the increase to 55, there will still be a bonus incentive pay to attract people?
The overtime incentive pay, you approved that a month ago, and that's gonna last for another year.
And what is that? What is the amount
So
of it?
that is if you work 24 hours a week of 24 hours in a 4-month period, you get an additional $500. So working through this, your starting salary is gonna go up, your time and a half is gonna go up because of this proposal if it's approved, and the incentive pay would be on top of that. And we would need to, the plan is to keep that incentive pay as long as we're having this mandated overtime.
And
We
that's
will
that's every 4 or 6 week cycle? What is that?
It's 24, it's at least 24 hours of overtime in a 4-week cycle, 30 hours of overtime in a 4 months, at a 4-week month cycle, or months that have 5 weeks, it's 30 hours minimum to get the incentive pay.
And that can happen every time people have
That's
to
gonna
work.
continue to happen again, their starting salaries, all their salaries will go up, their time and a half will go up, and the overtime incentive pay of $500 will continue. And we'll still work with all these issues and look at the vacancies and see what can be done.
And I just want to acknowledge the issues that the representatives raised. I mean, no amount of money really can make up for if you're missing out on huge portions of your kids' lives and things that you really need for your mental health. So, but thank you for the.
We were mindful of all those issues the best we could, given all the circumstances.
Well, and what I'm hearing is that they're not really interested in the time and a half. They'd rather have
Time off.
the opportunity to go home,
Yeah,
just like the rest of us.
yeah. We agree, and that will actually reduce costs for the sheriff's office if we can get to that point by filling all those positions, or filling more than currently is.
All right. Well, we have the motion from Commissioner Gomez, second from Commissioner Shea. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'm going to vote for this because I think that we will have to come back. This won't be the only decision that we make, and I hear you. I've been hearing you for a long time, but I think we have to work with the budget that we have, but this issue will come back. We'll look at it again.
Yeah, I actually feel the same way, and we do hear you. And I'll want us to look at how we are factoring in that overtime cost in the budget, because if we're able to hire more people and reduce the overtime, then that's money that we could potentially look at applying elsewhere.
And I'll just say, I think it's going to be important that we look at quantitative issues and qualitative issues as well. And we need your voices to hear other things that we can consider as we go forward. I'd like to look at this as a down payment, but we'll continue the conversation and try to right-size in terms of qualitative and quantitative, so that we can begin to, or continue to address issues that we know are there, and that we work through you all to get to them.
Thank you, Judge. I mean, it's important that we revisit it, but the passion we heard and the story, you know, the real life situation, we got to fix it. But I support today's action.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you.
For letting us know. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Passes unanimously. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we have